I don't know. It's an impossible question because it depends what mood I'm in. My happy series is Friends. I watch it over and over and over again. I've watched it every episode so many times and it still makes me laugh, makes me cry, makes me weep. But for the drama, if I want a drama, I recently, obviously like the rest of the world, watched Succession, which was just Moorish and dark, and the humour in it was sort of subtle but nuanced. And I mean, there's so many great series out there. Bonjour, hello. I just got sent it in the post. I think from an anonymous source, which I think may have been someone at Lionsgate. But no, I haven't had a chance to read it yet. But I'm looking forward to it. I've heard great things. I've heard it's amazing. And I recently just sat down with Francis Lawrence in LA, and you know they're into prepping. They've cast a lot now. I got a little insight into who they were thinking about casting, and so now seeing that come to life is really exciting. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
There was a chance that Nicodère would come back in the universe?
I'm too old, and for him to be older, he'd have to come back from the dead. So I mean, he could come back as a mutt, right? I think I could probably pass as his dad if they were to do a prequel now. I'm that old, you know. No. Enchanté, mon petit chou, I don't know, petit pois, poisson, pomme frite, ronde, bibliothèque, I don't know anymore really. Le visage, je suis fatigué, all the important stuff. I can. There's a lot of peas I know. I really like poisson, pomme frite, petit pois. Yeah. But anyway, nice to meet you. Oh, I am. Excusez-moi. Pardon.
Okay.
Pardonnez-moi.
Can you just give us the best story, the best memory you have from filming? And use that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, any day that I got to work with other people, there was a lot of stuff that I was just doing on my own, and it's quite lonely out there in the big bad world. So the cast is such an eclectic mix of characters and personalities, and I think we all sort of got on very well. I'd like to think so. I don't know what they say about me behind my back, but I'd like to think we all got on really well. And yeah, I mean, every day was fun. One of the particular moments that sort of stuck with me is we were shooting the big storm sequence from episode 1, the opening, and it was so wet and so cold and so loud, and we couldn't hear each other, you know. So me and Blake, who plays Dangleur, we were screaming at each other from like a foot away, and neither of us knew what the other one was saying. So we didn't know when he was finished talking. I had to wait for his mouth to stop moving. So we had a lot of fun, despite it being challenging. But yeah, the whole shoot was a lot of fun.
Sounds like the worst day of filming, actually.
You know, in reflection, maybe it was the worst day. But yeah, we make the most of it. Meeting me, right?
Of course, number one. No, I would say Malta, because after 6 months of work, Malta was the last point, and we could play a character being young and free and love, and not with not all this heaviness.
Crying. Yeah.
Exactly. There were no crying in Malta, so I guess that was more joyful. But every day was amazing. Every country, every day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
You want to keep it?
Can I?
Yeah, you can.
Goes so well.
Thank you. Have a good night.
I'm gonna get on Duolingo and see if my high school French can come back, but it's very, very poor. I'm sorry.
But I heard you at the beach and you had a good accent. That's why I thought you were speaking French.
Oh, really? That's what it is?
Yeah, because you were like, merci,
if you start speaking French but with the accent of Marseille.
What's that?
It's very strong.
Can you do it?
Can you do it? No, you can. Come on.
No, okay, let's do the
Do you slide on all your nights like this? Do you try on all your nights like this? Put some spotlight on the slide.
I love France. I'm basically French now. I'm one of you. adopt me. The director who was directing this particular series has become a very good friend, but I knew him a little bit, and I'll never forget bumping into him. He's Irish and I'm obviously English, and I was leaving Los Angeles and I bumped into him in the lift of my hotel just as he was going in for a meeting about Peaky Blinders, and he was like, "Oh, do you know what, you really look like you could play, I'm pretty sure you could play the bad guy." I was like, yeah. In my head going, this is never going to happen. You know, cut to a few months later, I got a call saying, "Hey, would you like to play this part?"
It will offer a new conception of politics in which the great character of the British, our true character, will be reborn.
So it was an amazing experience. I loved working on that show. I loved playing him. I loved working with Killian and working with Anthony, the director, working on Stephen's words. It was, a real dream. I'd say my favourite job of all time. I think for me, playing him was the biggest stretch ever. Like I'd never played a guitar and I'd never really sung, not proper. I've done a few musicals as a kid, but I wasn't a trained singer by any means. And so kind of having the opportunity to basically become a lead singer of a band who played guitar, and to do that required so much work and focus and passion and patience, a lot of patience. I wish I did play guitar for fun. The thing is, I only know how to play the songs from the show, and so when we finished shooting, I was so sick of those songs. I don't know how bands go on tour for years and years and play the same song. My kids know I'm an actor, but they don't really know that I'm an actor. They don't really know what that means. But the one thing for them, what my boy especially loves to do, is listen to the album, because he's like, "That's my dad." It's such a rich and complex story, and he's such a rich and complex character, and having the opportunity to play every variation of him through the sort of story is you're sort of an actor playing a man who's pretending to be another man, but isn't an actor, so he's not very. Is he good? How good is he at pretending to be someone else, trying to hide his identity? There's so much to play with. That you can't help but feel blessed, I think, when you get given or gifted a role like this.
The only woman I ever loved was taken from me in that time.
Evans! I'll come back to you!
I've not been put on trial. I'm not a criminal.
French culture through this experience is just a joy. And all this made me want to do is work here more. And even tonight, I drive to Marseille and I start filming here for another month. So I can't help myself. I love France. I'm basically French now. I'm one of you. Adopt me. I grew up not knowing what a vegetable was. I worked in a supermarket when I was 16. I remember working on the checkout and all these vegetables were coming through, like a courgette, and I thought it was a cucumber. So I can't find cucumber on the... Oh, no, this is a courgette, this is a zucchini. I was like, oh, right. A sweet potato cake. I was like, what on earth is that, I thought cauliflower was lettuce.
What is your favorite restaurant?
I love Nobu sushi. There's one in Los Angeles, which is right on the ocean. It's just, it's the whole sort of setting. It's, hearing the waves whilst you're eating fresh fish is just, amazing.
What's your favorite dish?
I love carbonara. I never eat it. I love it. And Italian food, for me, the best.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Something that reminds you when you were young.
Cereal.
Oh!
Yeah, one of the best things about having children, again, is that I feel like I'm sort of reliving my childhood. There are certain things that they like or eat that I'm like, oh my God, I haven't had that since I was like 6. I love cereal. I love food. I'm never displeased with a meal.
Last question. Is the English food really good?
No.
Great, thank you. That's all I need.
It's terrible. But like, what is the British food? It's not elegant and it's not, but it's home. They're eating that food that just, it reminds me of home. And you can't get it anywhere else. So there's nothing better sometimes than having like fish and chips by the ocean.
Hello. Ciao, grazia. I'm Sam Claflin. Nice to meet you.
Si ta vie était une série, elle s'appellerait comment?
Oh my god, it's a difficult question. It would be called Sam. Sam I am. No, I think it'd be about me finding myself. Like, I think I kind of blissfully and naively kind of went through the majority of my life and never really figured out who I was, and have spent the majority of my life sort of hiding who I was, which is why I became an actor. And I feel like now finding myself. Yeah, it's going to be a pleasant comedy, a comedy.
Le personnage de série que tu détestes le plus?
I'd say Oswald Mosley, a character that I played in Peaky Blinders. I think he's a pretty easy person to hate.
And Manchester, and London, and Liverpool, and declare that England lives tonight!
Ta série doudou, c'est quoi?
I go back to Friends over and over again. I've now seen all episodes hundreds of times, but it still makes me laugh.
C'est quoi la série qui a changé ta vie?
I'd say it was Saved by the Bell. As a kid, I wanted to be Zach Morris. Yeah, I mean, this is going back to my childhood.
La série que tout le monde aime, mais pas toi.
God, no, I don't want to say. I don't want to say. I have friends who are in it, so I definitely can't say.
La série que tout le monde a vue, mais pas toi.
Seinfeld or Cheers. Damn. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. No, I think I watch most things. I try my best to watch as many things as I can.